I will never forgive you. Episode 2. Mimi could not believe what she saw. The shock paralyzed her. My sister and my husband are making love, she said as she cleaned her eyes as if she wanted to see well. Mimi's scream of pain was trapped in her chest. She stood at the bathroom door, her eyes fixed on the terrible sight. Her own sister and her husband were right there enjoying themselves. The shock turned into a hot, blinding rage that made her whole body shake. She did not speak. She just rushed forward. She grabbed Bridget's arm and pulled her with a sudden, wild strength. Bridget, who was uncovered and stunned, tumbled out of the bathroom and landed hard on the floor of the hallway. Sylvester shouted Mimi's name, but she did not hear him. Her mind was gone, replaced by pure, violent anger. "Mimi, stop! We were not doing anything," Sylvester said, but it was a lie. Mimi stared down at Bridget, her new marriage now feeling like a cage of betrayal. "How could you, my own sister?" Mimi shouted. "You are a snake. You waited for my wedding day to do this evil thing," Mimi said. Bridget scrambled to cover herself, tears already pouring down from her eyes. She was weeping loudly, shaking her head. "Mimi, please, forgive me. I am begging you. It was a mistake. I do not know what happened," Bridget cried out. But Mimi was beyond listening to any words. She felt a burning need to hurt her sister the way she herself was being hurt. Mimi kicked out, hitting Bridget's leg, and then pulled her up by her hair. "A mistake? You told him to make love to you. I'm sure you invited him into the restroom," Mimi yelled with a strong voice. She began to beat Bridget with her fists, hitting her arms and back. Bridget was screaming, trying to block the blows. But Mimi's strength was shocking. "I am going to eliminate her. I am going to finish this traitor," Mimi shouted. Sylvester finally grabbed Mimi, trying to pull her away. "Stop it, Mimi! Stop! You are going to hurt her," he pleaded. Mimi fought him off with a powerful push. "Do not touch me, Sylvester! You are just as bad. I hate both of you," she screamed. She continued to beat Bridget, who had collapsed on the floor. "I trusted you. You were my chief bridesmaid. You said you would stand by me. This is how you stand by me?" she said. Mimi dragged Bridget across the floor by her arm. They moved out of the hallway and into the living room and kitchen area. The fight was messy and loud. They knocked over a small standing lamp in the living room. Mimi pushed Bridget with all her might. Bridget stumbled and fell, hitting the edge of the kitchen counter near the sink. A sharp, loud thud echoed in the room. Mimi saw the knives in the wooden block by the sink. A dangerous thought flashed through her mind. This is the only way to stop the pain. Mimi walked over, grabbed the largest, sharpest kitchen knife, and turned to face her sister, who was trying to stand up, dazed and terrified. Bridget looked at the knife in Mimi's hand and screamed in fear. "No, Mimi, please, do not do it," she begged tearfully. But Mimi was too far gone. She saw the betrayal, the shame, and the ruined marriage, not her sister. With a fierce cry of pure agony, she rushed forward and plunged the knife into Bridget's stomach. There was blood everywhere. Bridget shouted in pain. Blood immediately began to soak through her hands and drip onto the white floor. She staggered backwards in shock. "You stabbed me," she said, the words barely audible. Mimi stood there, breathing hard, the knife dropping from her numb fingers and clattering to the floor. Sylvester rushed to hold the bleeding wound, screaming for help. But Bridget pushed past him and began to stumble towards the front door, weak and losing control of her legs. She was scared and desperate. Bridget managed to yank the front door open and fell out onto the dark street. She held her belly, the blood now gushing and staining her. She could not breathe properly, and her vision was dark. "I have to leave. I must get help," she thought. She saw a taxi driving past. She stumbled into the road, waving frantically. The taxi screeched to a halt. The driver was shocked, but she managed to whisper, "Hospital. Take me to the hospital, please." The taxi driver rushed her towards the nearest emergency. When they reached the emergency entrance, Bridget tried to open the door, but her strength was completely gone. She fell out of the car and collapsed on the pavement right in front of the brightly lit hospital sign. Nurses rushed out immediately, seeing the woman in blood. They lifted her quickly onto a stretcher. She was completely still, her eyes closed, unconscious from the shock and the heavy blood loss. They wheeled her fast through the emergency doors towards the hospital ward.